Bitcoin is now heading to 50K. By the time you see this, it may have already crashed. And I've been saying that for 5 months now, long before it became a mainstream conversation. And last October, while most analysts were still calling for new all-time highs, I was telling our members to get out. I called the top at 124K, and those who listened avoided a brutal drawdown all the way down to 60K. That's now over 50% protected and preserved. Right now, I'm watching specific buy levels in that 50K zone, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly where I'm positioned to get back in, why those levels are high probability entry points, and how I'm thinking about the next leg up. If you want to know where a 25-year trader and his high net worth clients are actually putting their money, not guessing, not following the crowd, stay with me in this video. Here's what almost nobody is talking about right now. While retail investors are either panic selling or hoping for an immediate bounce, I've been watching one specific proprietary tool that we created that has been telling me exactly where this market is going. It's called our order block detector, and it's the same tool that I use to call the top at 124K. Let me explain what it does, because this is the core of everything that I'm going to show you today. The order block detector visualizes the concentration of limit buy and sell orders sitting on the exchange order books. Think of it like a secret x-ray of the market and that no one else can see. Basically, we've created a signal that shows where the concentration of limit buy and sell orders are on the order books. It shows you exactly where the serious money is lined up to buy and exactly where the serious money is lined up to sell. Back at the 124K top, this indicator was showing a thick, heavy sell wall sitting right above the price. See the big red zone on this Bitcoin chart? That was the signal. That was how I knew it was time to get out before the music stopped and everybody else ran to the exits and Bitcoin crashed as it has been. We avoided all of that, and I can prove it. And right now, the same tool that is showing me something on the other side of the chart, a significant green buy limit order block sitting right in the 49K to 54K range. That is where the serious buyers are stacked up. And this is where institutional grade accumulation is concentrated. And that is exactly why 50K is my target. Now, let me show you why this buy zone is so powerful, because it's not just the order blocks telling me this. The 200-week and 300-week simple moving averages, two of the most historically reliable long-term support levels in Bitcoin's entire history, converge right at that same zone. This isn't a guess, this is data-backed Confluence. The 200-week SMA has held a support through every major cycle. The COVID crash, the 2019 bear market, all of them. And the 300-week SMA has been the absolute floor in the deepest bear markets we've ever seen. Right now, both of these levels are sitting right on top of that green buy limit order block. When you have the 200-week SMA, the 300-week SMA, and a massive concentration of limit buy orders all stacking up in that same zone, that is what I call high conviction confluence. That is not something that you ignore. The sweet spot for entry is right at the midpoint of that buy block, and that is where price has historically gravitated when it enters a zone like this. And although price could push down toward the lower edge of the buy block, I'm watching that zone very carefully for my re-entry. And here's the thing that most retail investors don't understand. By the time Bitcoin hits 50K, everyone's going to be calling it dead. The headlines will be brutal. The fear and greed index will be in the single digits. That is exactly when a 25-year trader starts getting excited, not scared. I already sent this chart to our members. The buy limit order block is labeled right on the screen you can see here. The levels are mapped out, and this is playing out almost perfectly from when I projected this months ago. This is not hindsight. This is a systematic data-backed approach that has been working cycle after cycle. Now, let me show you the other side of this chart, because this is just as important. At the top of the screen, you can see the sell order block sitting right at the 2025 all-time high zone around 126K. That thick red zone is what told me to get out. That is where the sellers were stacked up, and that is where the institutional grade sell pressure was concentrated. And sure enough, that is exactly where the market topped and rolled over. The same tool that got me out near the top is now showing me where to get back in near the bottom, and that is the power of being able to see the actual order book concentration, not just price action, not just lagging indicators, but the real data showing you where the money is. So here's where we are right now. Bitcoin is sitting just above that buy limit order block. Price is heading toward that zone, the 50K range, and I've been saying this for months. The 200-week, the 300-week SMAs are right there as additional support, as I mentioned. And the midpoint of that buy block is the sweet spot I'm targeting for my re-entry. I'm not going to give you every single level in this video, but I will tell you this. If you're watching price approach that zone and you do not have a plan, you're going to either panic sell at the bottom or miss the entry entirely. This is what happens to most retail investors every cycle. And that is exactly what we're trying to help you avoid. It's this kind of systematic data-backed approach to crypto investing is what you have been looking for, not hype, not guessing, not following the crowd. Then make sure you hit the subscribe on this video and turn on notifications. We're going to be covering every phase of this roadmap in real time as it plays out. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to access to proprietary indicators that I use, the model portfolio updates, and the direct access to me personally, go over to moonstreamcoaching.com/start. Watch the short video, leave a comment, leave your information, and we'll get on a strategy call, not a sales call, just one-on-one, and see if I can help you. A real conversation about where you are now and how I can help you navigate what is coming next. The next leg of this cycle is going to create serious wealth for the traders that are prepared. The question is whether you're going to be one of them or not. Plus, I'm offering a completely free portfolio review audit to go over what you're currently holding and give my input. Note, I'm not a financial advisor and I can't give you individual trading advice, but I promise you'll get value from my 25 years of investing and trading in these markets and well over 10,000 hours in crypto. Now, let me get back to the charts. So far, everything I just told you, the 50K target based on the order block confluence and the SMA support. Now let me show you the bear flag, because this is another independent study that is pointing out the same exact zone. On the daily chart, you can see the textbook bear flag pattern that has been forming. We have the sharp drop, the flagpole, and then this consolidation channel forming right above it. And when a bear flag breaks down, the measured move is taken from the height of that flagpole. When I run the measured move on this chart, it points directly down into that 49K to 50K range. Right on top of that, the buy limit order we already looked at. Right on top of those 200 and 300 week SMAs as well. That is 3 independent studies all converging in the same zone. That is not a coincidence, that is confluence. And there's a 4th study I want to show you, the macro head and shoulders pattern. If you look at the monthly chart, you can see a clear head and shoulders formation that has been playing out. We had the left shoulder, we had the all-time high, and the right shoulder forming on the way down. In a head and shoulders pattern, the measured move is taken from the height of the head down to the neckline, and then the same distance projected below the neckline breakdown. When I read the measured move on this chart, it points to the same 50K range. So that's 4 independent studies, 4 different methodologies, all pointing to the same zone. At some point, you stop calling it coincidence and you start calling it a high conviction target. Now let me show you the macro picture, because this is what ties everything together. This chart shows the US ISM Purchasing Managers Index overlaid with prior Bitcoin cycle tops. The 2014 top, the 2017 top, and the 2021 top all lined up with specific levels on the PMI. And what we can see is that the PMI has been suppressed, sitting below that key 50 level for an extended period. That suppression has held back the kind of liquidity expansion that drives Bitcoin and crypto prices substantially higher. But here's what's interesting. The PMI is now starting to turn back up. That is an early indicator that the macro environment is beginning to shift. And below that, the US net liquidity plus M2 over US debt tells a similar story. Liquidity has been compressed. The conditions that drove the 2021 bull run, the money printing, the expansion, the stimulus, have not been present in this cycle the same way. But as that starts to recover and the early signs are there that it's beginning to, that is when we historically see Bitcoin and the total market cap start to move meaningfully higher. The PMI turning up, liquidity recovering, and a Bitcoin price sitting right on top of a massive buy limit order block. That is the setup I've been waiting for. And based on the timing of prior cycles, that recovery window points toward late 2026 into 2027 as the next major bull run phase. So let me bring this all together, because I want to make sure you leave this video with a clear, actionable plan, not just a bunch of charts and indicators that leave you more confused than when you started watching. While Bitcoin is the foundation of everything I do, the real portfolio building opportunity in the next cycle is going to come from being in the right altcoin sectors at the right time. And based on the narrative rotation I've been tracking, here's where I'm focused. Privacy coins have already shown strength this cycle. Zcash went up 10x from its September lows a year ago. Monero is in a long-term uptrending channel with a macro breakout pattern setting up. Dashcoin is sitting in a significant buy block on the weekly time frame. These are not meme coins. These are projects with real utility, real privacy use cases, and real demand drivers, especially as regulatory scrutiny on centralized exchanges continues to increase. If you'd like a free copy of my recent Privacy Coin Profits Report, comment privacy in the comments below and I'll send it over. Now, on the DeFi side, Hyperliquid is one I'm most excited about right now because it's a decentralized exchange that is taking 90% of its trading revenue and profits and buying back its own token to support the price. This is a real business model, and this is the kind of utility that a token burn mechanism that I look for in a long-term hold. And on the AI side, I'm watching two coins in particular. One is Venice token, symbol VVV, which I recommended to my M3 students and I bought at $9 before it more than doubled and we sold it at $20. It's a blockchain AI play backed by a well-known crypto OG. That move is over for now, but I've identified another blockchain project poised to do what Venice did. And as of today, June 26th, it was up 35%. These are the kind of plays we're finding and I'm sharing here at Moonstream and in my M3 active trader group and with my private clients. So even though Bitcoin and 99% of all coins are bleeding, we're still doing great swing trading these two hot sectors. But here's the thing, knowing which coins to buy is only valuable when you know when to sell. Is that right? And that is when most retail investors leave all their gains on the table, including the last cycle. I have a very simple rule for crypto exits. I'm using our sell blocks indicator to see where the sellers are in addition to obvious resistance levels. Another secret weapon we use though is a modified Bollinger Band. Standard Bollinger Bands don't work for crypto. We made an important change in ours so that when price hits the upper Bollinger Band, it almost always reverses. Check out cryptomastery.org to find out more about our pro level yet easy to use trading signals that we created in-house and with a 20-year plus programmer, quant engineer, and full-time trader. He's my friend and he's awesome. You're going to love these. Each time I sell a layer, I'm building my cash position and reducing my risk. And by the time we approach what I believe will be the 2027 macro cycle peak, my goal is to be 50% or more in cash. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've traded through the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial crisis, the 2018 crypto bear market, the COVID crash, and the 2022 crypto winter. So I've seen it all. And the one thing I've learned above everything else is this. The traders who win are not the ones with the best indicators. They're the ones with the best discipline. Have a plan, then work your plan. But also, you need to have an edge. The simple truth is, if you're using standard indicators and standard free indicators like on TradingView, you're using what everyone else is using, and you don't have an edge. That's why originally, when I first started trading crypto, I was failing back in 2018, and I gave up for a while, because I was using what I had learned 2 decades ago, RSI, stochastics, trend lines, and MACD. That's not enough in today's crypto market. You're trading against people like me and our students with superior signals, not to mention advanced AI market makers trading against you. Right now, our signals and charts I've shared are telling me that Bitcoin is heading to 50K, as I've been telling you. The order blocks are telling me exactly where the buyers are stacked up. The 200-week and 300-week SMAs are confirming that zone. And the traders who are positioned, patient, and disciplined right now are going to look back on this period as one of the greatest buying opportunities of the decade. I've been through enough cycles to know that the best time to prepare is before the opportunity arrives, not after. And it's like I always say, be like Wayne Gretzky, arguably the greatest hockey player of all time. He was asked what made him the best on the ice, and he said, because I skate where the puck is going to be, not chasing after it like everybody else. So prepare and position now, and when that order block zone fills and the signals align, we execute and have limit buy orders in place before that happens. I can't tell you how many times I've seen these work, so much so that I completely trust them. And as always, I always recommend having a stop loss to protect the downside, but these are so good, we're going to be putting our buy orders there and catching that bounce, which I think is coming. So that's everything I wanted to share with you today. If you found this valuable, hit the like button down below. It helps a great deal to get this content in front of more serious investors who need it. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit the button now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any important videos. And if you want to go deeper, if you want the proprietary indicators, the model portfolio, and direct access to me, go to moonstreamcoaching.com/start. Watch the short video, leave a comment, leave your information, and let's get on a strategy call one-on-one personally with me. It's not a sales pitch, it's a real conversation. And that 50K buy zone, that's just the beginning of the story. There's a specific entry signal I've only seen fire 4 times in Bitcoin's history. And every single time it's printed at the bear market bottom. It's our early reversal indicator, which I covered in my last video, which was an accidental discovery, but an amazing one. I believe it's finding where institutional programmatic buying and selling is kicking in, and that's when reversals happen. So check out that video where I show you exactly what it is, how I'm using it right now, and how you can use it to position yourself before the next leg up begins. Cheers everyone, I'll see you in the next video. Trade smart, not often, and we'll see you next time.